Hey class, this is video discussion number 7. My company was Mulch Made Easy, which is a mulch installment company. Number 1, what potential problems could arise? Some potential problems that could come up are definitely a raise in price from the mulch supplier, the heat to work in, um, rain would definitely set back some installments. Hurricanes would also set back installments. Employees could always get hurt on the job, which is bad, and there could always be a damage of property, which is also bad. How likely are they? They're actually super likely because we have no say about the weather, and it does rain a lot. And that, like the average temp in Miami, I think yearly was like 77 last year. So in the sun, that's actually really hot. So you would have to work through the heat every single day, and it rains probably maybe like 100 days out of the year, but it's not like it doesn't rain the whole day necessarily, so that's not a huge issue. And then hurricanes come like 2 to 3 times a year. And then the employees wouldn't really get hurt because the bags only weigh like 10 pounds, and damage of property is very unlikely because all the work's outside. How do I plan to manage these potential problems? During hurricanes, we would just shut down business. During rainstorms, if it was light, we would either work through it or we would reschedule with the customer. To combat the heat, we would have sunscreen and water bottles and sun hats that we would provide for them. If the employee got hurt, they wouldn't receive any money. That would just be part of their contract. And if there was a damage of property, we would pay for that just because most likely it would be outside in the grass, and that would not be that much money. And if the mulch supplier raised their prices, then we would just have to raise our prices so we would get the same amount of profit per job, per bag. What timing do you have projected for this project? Installments would spring into action right away. And then we'd probably do it for 6 months to a year until we were comfortable to move into another field of landscaping. But I don't think it would be necessary to hire anybody else for like 2 to 4 months just because we already have 3 people doing it. How have you set up your objectives? My main business objectives were pretty much marketing, profitability, growth, and productivity. The reason why is because if we market well, marketing's first, because if we market well, then we will grow, and the more we grow, the more we gain profit, because we would make about 80 to 100 bucks on average for profit. And then productivity would boost employee morale just because the pays incentive. So if they're super productive, they can actually make a lot more money. And also, if they're very productive on the job, they're going to get more customer recommendations, which is one of our marketing strategies, which would help growth. So those are the 4 business objectives that we would focus on. Have you set up your deadlines for each stage of your venture? Not necessarily, just because it all depends on how fast we grow with like recommendations and our advertising and everything like that. So it all depends. It could go really fast, everything, or it could go very slow. Is there a relationship between events and this venture? Not really. I mean, growth. There's a relationship between growth and hiring new employees, just because if we do have a lot of jobs to do, we're going to need more employees. And the last one, are there any other factors or contingency plans? There aren't really any other factors, and there aren't really many other contingency plans. But if there was like another problem that just randomly occurred, then we would deal with it accordingly. But if there were like 3 people who kind of started it, who I'm doing it with right now, but if one of them wanted to leave, we would just give them all of our earnings. We would split that up. So if one of the people who helped start this left, then they would just get 1/3 of the earnings. So that was video discussion number 7. I hope you guys like it. Bye.